Hi YouTube, my name is Jeffrey, and today I'm going to try to bring the Space Shuttle Atlantis into an orbit with planet Earth using the Orbiter 2010 Space Simulator. So let's get started, shall we? As you can see, we are standing on the platform ready to go. So that's what we are going to do. And I'm going to start with the ignition
started.
with
We'll
start at full throttle of our engines.
1, 0.
And we have a liftoff.
And we have liftoff.
So I'm going to start with turning our space shuttle a little bit. There we go. And I'm also going to change a little bit of our direction. Yeah, you have to be careful, otherwise you start spinning and then it's failure. I'm also going to 70 degrees of banking. And as you can see here on the left, we have the moon, which is pretty cool, of course. So let's stay at somewhere between 40 and 50 degrees. Let's take a look outside and let's say goodbye to Cape Canaveral and goodbye to Florida. And as you can see, we have a beautiful sunrise. Yeah, that's part of the show. Pretty cool. So we are in space already. I'm going to adjust the pitch a little bit to 40 degrees. Solid rocket boosters have already did their job and just being released by from the space shuttle, of course, by the space shuttle. And we are climbing very fast. Our highest point of orbit is nearly 200 kilometers already. Our altitude is 113 kilometers. Our flight path is 40 degrees still, so I think we are on the right track. What I'm going to do right now is turn the shuttle a little bit, because we are already into space. We have highest orbit point of 200 plus kilometers, so it's now a case to increase our velocity over here and also increase our lowest point of orbit over here. So let's take another look outside. Say hello to Miami. All right. I would like to have the flight path indicator just around the center. So we don't increase our highest point of orbit that much. degrees with 7,000 K of TAS. I think that it's similar of 20 Mach or something. Then you can imagine that yeah, your orbit altitudes, high and low points are rapidly changing, and it's something we don't want at this point. What we want at this point is that this lowest point of orbit starts increasing, and it would be nice if it is going to be a plus number before we run out of fuel, because this indicator here in the top left is showing us how much fuel we have got left in our orange tank attached to the Space Shuttle Atlantis. So for now, I'm going to fine-tune it a little bit, because I don't want the flight path indicator to go below 0. So let's say I'm going to hold it here. I'm not doing this very long, so I'm probably doing it the wrong way. Well, of course you can run the autopilot program to have a look what the program is doing and what your degrees are and your banking, etc. But there are guys, which you can find here on YouTube, that are able to get into orbit with the internet, into orbit with the Earth, and rendezvous with the International Space Station, undock again, deorbit, and do it in less than 45 minutes. And I think that's pretty sweet, pretty good, and I'm far from it to be able to do that kind of maneuvers and flight missions. And I guess probably a joystick will help also. For not having a joystick, by the way, therefore I'm not really comfortable yet to use the fast forward options, especially when you are trying to get into an orbit, because yeah, it'll slightly touching your keyboard and you are really off your flight path, and that will cause that we are hitting, or I must say burning into our atmosphere. We don't want that. So unfortunately not able to fast forward yet. Yeah, the reason why I'm doing this is because my flight path is, I think, a little bit too high, and I would like to decrease my flight path a little bit. As I can see in YouTube, is that I'm almost out of fuel, and I'm almost into an orbit. So that is a good thing. And this is going to be great. And I'm going to cut the main engines. Because I'm almost out of fuel, and what we are going to do right now is we're going to rotate the plane. Space Shuttle, sorry. and to release our fuel tank, and we would like to do that of course when the tank is beneath us instead of above us. Oh, that's wrong way. Alright, so I'm going to lift my nose a little bit. Alright, and I'm going to turn this camera, and let's have the sun in our back so we can have a good vision of our space shuttle and our space tank. And I just released it, and as you can see it's slowly drifting away. What I'm going to do is lift my nose a little bit and perform a very little burn with my main engine to start drifting away from our fuel tank. And we can fast forward this of course a little bit, and I guess that some people in South America will not be happy when the tank will hit the Earth. But at this point this is not longer our problem because we are in space. The sound which you're now hearing is our radar systems, of course, that we have on board. That is saying to us that we have an object near our spacecraft, so I know that because that's our fuel tank, but I'm going to disable that for now. And we came from the surface MFD, and I'm going to change it to map MFD for now, because we are not going to the International Space Station, we're not going to the moon, we're not going even back to planet Earth, so just for the view I'm going to use the map. Alright, so let's get ready for our first adjustment. There. You should have your indicator at 15 degrees because the thrusters on your space shuttle are placed also at 15 degrees. So if you would like to maneuver straight, you have to be 15 degrees off your 0 point, and which is helping. You're also seeing here a little cross which is stating your actually flight direction. Remember, of course, this is our real flight path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform a little burn again to increase our lowest point of orbit. In my opinion, our highest point of orbit is way too high. My aim was between 300 and 400 kilometers, but then again I also explained that I'm fairly new to this, so I'm happy that so far it looks that we are getting this spacecraft into orbit, and I think we are okay with a little high orbit. Alright, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit. So we are reaching our highest point of orbit, and there I'm going to perform pro-grade burn and to erase our lowest point of orbit. I also going to change our HUD by click here on this button, because we are still using the surface HUD and we would like to have the orbit HUD. So there you have it. And this here on the right MFD, this little dot over here is your highest point, so let's fast forward to that a little bit. Yeah, something like here. Alright, so I'm going to perform a burn, a prograde burn is it called. And as you can see over here, my lowest point of orbit is increasing, and that is a good thing. I'm gonna stop somewhere around 200, 300 kilometers. And as you can see here on the left, our fuel, which we have on board of the Space Shuttle Atlantis, is also decreasing. So yeah, normally you have to be a little bit careful with this. Alright, I'm going to fast forward a little bit again. This is pretty sweet, alright. And now I'm going to fast forward a little bit to our lowest point of orbit, because I would like to lower our highest point of orbit. To fine tune, to make it perfect, you know. So we are nearly, well, we are almost there, and I think it's also a prograde burn, but I'm going to check it out. No, it's a retrograde burn, so we're going to change the plane. Sorry, I'm going to change the spacecraft to perform a little retrograde burn to decrease our highest point of orbit. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit again. There you have it. And as you can see, our altitude nearly matches our lower point of orbit, and that will definitely decrease our highest point of orbit. So I'm still fast forwarding, and near 242 kilometers I'm going to back to normal speed. Yeah, something like that, and I'm going to use the engines again to perform the retrograde burn. And I am safe to fast forward a little bit. You have to keep an eye out. Somebody on the phone, I will call him back, I promise. As you can see, our lower point of orbit is also decreasing, so you have to be a little bit careful. But I think we are nearly there. Yeah. Well, it is an orbit, and I think it's a decent orbit. Of course, I used a lot of fuel, so yeah, I guess the more experienced guys are able to use this to match the International Space Station, and that's I just turn it on the left MFD, as you can see it over here. But that's a different story on a different day. So YouTube, I would like to thank you. I'm going to perform a last prograde burn, I'm sorry, maneuver, and let's say I'm going to roll the plane again. Prograde. Oh. And that's it. I would like to thank you for watching, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions regarding to Orbiter 2010, and I'll do my best to help you. Then again, thank you for watching, and yeah, till next time. Goodbye.